Probably we can start with a light language transmission just to invoke the highest, the easiest, and the best. And I want to show you guys a way to use the codes very quickly. This is a code that I imprinted. It is a code that it's for abundance. If you observe the code it's a portal where Christed light comes through, and you can see that is a pathway that takes you to where you connect with the source. And this will represent your higher guidance, your soul, your spirit, your higher self, the ones that anchored through you, and the codification that through our own subconscious guide us to connect with the frequency that the code has imprinted. In this case, this is for abundance. I add my picture behind, and these you can purchase them like stickers, and then if you put it on your wall like the way that I am going to do it here, I think I'm going to do it here, you can change the feng shui of your house. You can change the energy of your house. You can change the structure in which you connect of the space. I cannot change the walls because it would be inconvenient, but I can change the energy of the space where I am. I like to create a sacred space. I'm doing this artwork for myself to ground. If you notice, it's not finished yet. But this is the space that where I seed and draw and do the codes for you guys. If you guys have any questions, please type them in. I'm gonna wait so I can see your questions and then go with the flow. But when I do these for my guides, let me see if I can see your questions here. For my guides, it's a sign that they can come in. I do have, this is a question that I'm frequently asked during sessions. And have the heated on because it's winter, so maybe we have some noise in the back. I haven't been able to okay, I cannot see the comments yet. I'm going to go in and out. Let me see if I can scroll right here. Give me a second, guys. If you guys have any question, please let me know and we'll go with the flow. Some questions that I had during the session for, thank you so much, that I had during a session with a client. The client wanted to ask for the ex-partner, right? Because I'm having this problem, blah, blah, blah. So I want to know if my ex, da, 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 da. And then when you are doing a reading or when you are asking for yourself, probably your channel, you do your own thing where you connect, or maybe you are doing it from a tarot reader or a psychic, can you ask for someone else's information? Yes and no. This is something that I have posted. We do have to have a spiritual ethics. In a spiritual ethics, this is a simple rule that I apply for myself. If I cannot ask for permission, if I cannot ask for consent, then that is not a white magic. It will be dark magic. The difference between dark magic and white magic, it is white magic will ask for permission. Do you want a healing? Do you want me to assist you? Do you want me to do this for you? But in dark magic, they do not ask for consents. The basics about codes or Reiki or healing or anything will be the same. They are just used in different ways. Ways that would go above the free will from someone else and will just take the free will for just one single person as an individual to be notated. For example, I want my ex to go back to me, so do a code so he can go back to me. So instead of cutting cords, we're attaching cords with a distortion intention, right? This is something that has been used before. So can you send healing to someone without asking? Yes and no. Probably I can do it for my kids. Probably I can do it for my mom. Probably I can do it for other aspect of me, from my spirit, for my universal spirit, and says, if it's meant to be, if this healing should go there because I want to send healing to the conflict in Palestine, Israel, or in Ukraine, or in person in the hospital. In this case, you could do your healing, you could do your question, but at the end as, if I should know, if it's meant to be, if that healing should go there, then so be it. And sometimes you have access to information for other persons when you are doing a channeling, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes that information is not grounded to you because you're not supposed to know that yet, or for some reason. What ways we can use light language? This is a great question. Light language is the same, is the energy pattern from any technique you will do in spirituality. It will be encoded meditation, encoded healing, encoded theta healing, hypnosis, quantum healing, or whatever. Light language is just how the energy is drawn from the unseen, right? Some people can see it, some people can feel it, some people can know. We're all gifted in our own way. You can use it on whatever way it's easy for you. You can meditate, and the more you meditate, you will activate yourself. I've been wanting to do a free workshop of light language. I'm going to see my agenda, how I am doing in my dates, in the things that I do, and I'm gonna post that. You can meditate, you can draw it like the way I do. You can, maybe you don't know how to draw it, maybe you don't know how to meditate, but you can purchase or download someone from the line and then put it in your house. If you have this, like for example, for me, you can put your drink on it, and then you can encode your drink. You can put your jewelry, because maybe I'm gonna have a meeting and it's very important and I'm not secure. Then you can charge this for yourself. You can add your hands, you can just do your intention, and then you can wear it. You can put crystals on it, you can put a candle, you can put incense, you can put sage. It's the most easiest way to use if we're not fixated in our mind. But just to see it, light language will already bring whatever you need. The question that I am asked the most, let me see if I do have questions for you guys. Right here, if you have any question for you guys, let me know. Social media is changing in a way that you need to constantly learn how it's working out. God, I'm not able to see your questions, but do me a favor, if you would like to support Encoded Frequency, like and share if you got it, or just comment. These are ways in which you can help. I'm gonna need to please have your questions, and I'm going to go back with them later, I assume. Oh, I can have them here. If you guys have questions for you guys, please let me know, and then I can answer to you. Another question that I had, that it was psychic. Okay, this person said to me in a session, every time I go to sleep, I feel someone is touching me in my feet, and I don't know who it is, and I don't know what's going on, right? If you don't know exactly what's going on at the energy level, it's good that you that you ask, who is it? Why are you here? What is the reason of this connection? What's going on? It's good that you ask questions. It is very important that we set boundaries with your spirit world. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. Why? Because the spirit world is unknown. We won't be able to know everything, and it's not easy to discern. Someone was saying to me in the same session, I would love to see the way you see. And I said, yes and no. Why? You can see, but then you need to have the answers about what you are seeing. And that it's not easy. Imagine, went back in time to me at 2013, 2014, my third eye was open out of the blue. I did not even believe in God or anything, not meditation. I didn't want to do work, right? I will just suffocate my problems complaining like everyone else that is asleep. And then I began to see faces coming through the wall. First thing I saw was angels, but then shadows, and then people had lights on it, and it was scary. And I thought I was going crazy, and I had no idea what was happening to me. No clue, no idea. It was frightening. I would tell people said, that's not true. I don't believe in that. You're crazy. Or I believe you, but don't tell anyone. I had no answers. I was frustrated, I was scared, and I did not have answers until 2016, that it was when I began to draw what I was seeing, so I could tell people, hey, I'm seeing this. What do you think it is? I'm seeing symbols everywhere. Now I'm speaking with beings, what they want to me. I was saying, when I had an Akashic record session, it was illuminated. I saved for this Akashic records because it was very expensive for like 2 months. I remember that I paid like in 3 parts of it because I couldn't afford it. And then I was saying what they want from me, what they wake me up, what I am talking to them. And then I was thinking, most importantly, what I am saying and what they reply to me, why they know me, why this is happening to me. It felt like a course. It really felt like I was them. And then the person says, that's like language. I never heard of it. Never. I heard on church, when I was little as Catholic, one of my friends had tongues, and I said, oh my God, you just want attention, right? You normally will criticize or judge whatever you don't know, because maybe you don't believe, and I said, light language? What is that thing? That's what I don't get mad when people said, you were demons, this is blah, 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 because it can be scary. I was there. It was scary, it was frightening. I was seeing everything I could understand, and it didn't make sense. No one is trained for those things. You are not teach about this, and many other things like relationships and economy and dealing with traumas and being responsible about your emotions, right? So when we went through every lifetime as a starseed, it was when I just knew I was an old soul, but then towards starseed I was just like, what the hell, starseed, what is that? It was just like too surreal to understand. And then to explain to me that like language, it was she did not say what it was light language. She said it was light language that I needed to explore and then figure out it was part of my mission. And I was like, how I understand, how it makes sense, how do I apply it, how to make it functional. I think by the time it was 2015, I think, or 16, I don't remember. And by that time I already began to draw the codes, and then she said, give me your drawings, I'm gonna show to someone that works on disclosure, blah blah blah. The person says it was communication between ships, and I was like, okay, so this is Pleiadian, this is Arcturian, this is, and then I began to search, and then I began to draw them. When I began to draw them, I was saying to people, I'm seeing this. What do you think it is? On my Facebook. And people were saying, I do think it's Pleiadians. I do think it's Pleiadians. I do think it's angels. And it was how I began to figure out and to understand. When it was reading online, it did not explain what I was seeing. When you see, it takes you into another level of what it appears to be. And I'm gonna give you examples. If I don't have questions, if you guys have questions for Spirit or you guys, please let me know. Have you been ever attacked psychically? If you have ever been psychically attacked, it feels as if it's injustice, and I get upset. I don't know how you get. Normally I get upset, like, oh, do not attack me, and then we reply back. I figure out the majority of the attacks are us to us. Barely will have them from outside of us. When it is outside, it will be another aspect of you that is guilt or shame or dishonesty. That, thank you so much for the stars, I appreciate it. That transform into an entity, and then it looks very scary, very ugly sometimes, that it got attached because maybe I have 7 years that I haven't been able to forgive my ex or my mom, or I hate the political party that it's against what I believe, or whatever distortion it is in the shadow that I am carrying, right? So we grow those things. Other thing that I learned from my third eye, it is that everything, and I mean it, every real. It was real seeing myself that when I like someone, I wanted to have a type of love connection with a person in my aura, and I was like, why am I doing that? Or that if someone was in its own shadow, even though it was very nice to me, like, oh my God, I miss you, right? And then darkness will come and trying to slash my aura. I was like, this doesn't make sense. She's so nice to me. Why she's trying to hurt me, right? Those things, it wouldn't make sense. Then I did understand that not everything we think it's real. Not only that everything we think is real, it's also real what we are not aware we think, or we feel, or we vibrate. So subconsciously, we create these patterns of forms that we carry them all the time. And we're not aware. Sometimes we feel that, sometimes you don't, but it doesn't mean they are not there, right? I need to channel light language and remember several paths. Is this possible to occur? Yes. The more the language that you listen, the more you will activate yourself, because you are rectifying your energy, re-educating your energy, but equally Thank you so much. But equally, exploring your subconscious, what you don't understand. I would reframe that statement by saying, I'm open to remember and activate what is meant for me to know now. This is something that you can ask. Every time we speak, we emanate codes of light that are exchanged through our phones, through social media, to ourselves when we are connecting with persons, when you are thinking, and we are not aware. The first time I had a mental connection with someone, it was very awkward. I didn't know I could speak in telepathy. That was a few years ago. I was working like in my office, and then suddenly I replied to a question. And then I said, no, I'm not. And then I said, hold on, who I am speaking with? Many of the entities attacks that you think people think come from 4th dimension, reptilians, dark aliens, entities trying to control humanity, are other humans that in their aura look alien or look dragon or look from the infraworld and are sending those thoughts because maybe they were thinking on you and they said, oh my God, I hate this person because this. And that is an attack. Talking behind someone else's back, it's sending darkness to that person. What I can do, oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Someone resonate to me. Appreciate it. We are not aware about how much we're connected and how much we affect each other. If I say something from my victim self, and if you guys have questions from you guys or from me, please do them. And I think we could do a little bit of light language. I would like to do some joyful transmission because it's Friday. If I say something to you like, you should have done this for me, and I have done this for you, and you don't back me up, and blah, blah, blah. When I do that, I'm stealing energy from a person. And I remember once I was with my kids, and then I say something like, I was in my victim self, and I was saying like, oh my God, you didn't clean the way I told you. And then I began to cry because I was tired, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized that I was creating sadness in them and then guilt, right? Because they didn't do what they should. And then I was taking their energy. And then I said like, oh my God, right? This is the awareness that we are learning to have in 4th dimension, when we are between 3 dimension that we're completely unaware, between 5th dimension that we become unity. When you become aware that everyone else is another you, a different reflection like the moon. We just had a full moon yesterday, right, in Leo. The moon doesn't have light for itself. The moon is just like a mirror for the light of the sun, right? Sometimes we're going to have a new moon. This is the same mirror that reflects the shadow of the sun. And sometimes we have the different phases of the moon, which means that mirror that represents the moon, it is reflecting the light of the sun or the absence of the light. That's what happens in partnerships. This is what happens in family, in the collective. Collective right now, if you guys have any questions and would like to hear a light language transmission, please type that in. Any comment or any question. If I didn't see it for some reason, I will go back later and then reply to your message. This collective, it's a mind, like a hive mind that we are creating now that we are entering in this Pluto Aquarius conjunction. every other planet, it's moving. Mars is moving, Venus is moving, Jupiter is moving, Saturn is moving. They're all bowing to the conjunction of Pluto and Aquarius, and then making it some promises, right? Maybe Mars is saying, yes, we're gonna have conflict, or we're gonna do our work, and then Venus says, yes, we're gonna love, and then we're gonna find our mission, our passion. And Jupiter, yes, we're gonna expand, and I'm gonna make sure we do that. And then Saturn is gonna say, yes, we're gonna work our dreams and make them real. So this is something that's happening for all of us. It's not easy, but I think we can do that if we hold each other with kindness, with patience, with tolerance. Most important, adapting, because this is a new era. Oh my God, 11/11. We haven't been in this level of uncertainty and unawareness about what could happen. And sometimes that can be frightening, but this is how this energy is going to be. This is the power in the people that's being shared. Be patient to yourself, be patient to your process, do your best, meditate. If you need healing, go and request for healing. If you need some guidance, go and look for that guidance, but also learn to find that guidance within you, within what comes to you, something that helps me. These are three things, or four, okay, 4 things that changed my life forever. And with that, I would like to do a light language transmission for the ones that are here asking that only the highest, the easiest, and the most loving, and whatever is rightful to come through me and for to be received to you can come true. I begin to asking my higher self to be in charge every day. There was a shift in my life from feeling that spirituality was suffocating to say, oh my God, this is it. I begin to like my spirituality. Second, I don't wake up if I don't set my intentions for the day. And the intention, my God wants to go out of the room. The intention may be, higher self, you are in charge, higher self, guide me. I do say this every morning. Be my eyes, be my mind, be my emotions, be what I do with my hands. Guide me, show me. I may have no idea where I'm going, but I'm willing to do whatever I'm meant to do or be. Third, I cleanse myself every day. And if I can, if I need, twice or more every time I remember. Because, as I said before, every thought form, every intention, consciously or subconsciously, it's already imprinted in my aura. If you don't clean yourself, you will begin to have not only someone else's stuff in your aura, not only things from the collective, but also things from our own shadow, our own wounds. And what happens if you don't shower yourself in a year? Well, it will stink. It will go nasty. So your aura needs to be cleansed and reset every day. You don't have to do something fancy. Water light, cleanse, 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 that's it. Or for me, we can do it together if you want. I imagine that I see a white screen, that I merge with it, and then I begin to erase Grethel, the ego, the personality, right? The last thing that I do that is very simple and everyone can do, if you guys feel guided, it is when I feel messy because someone cloned my bank account and stole money from me and I couldn't recuperate it, right? My bank said, my bad, things happen, right? You had insurance, and I cried for 2 days. I was upset, felt injustice. Anyway, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't hold myself. I couldn't meditate. I couldn't even tell people because I would just explode in pieces, like all over the place. The people that know me would say, if you want to talk, let me know. And I was like no. I couldn't handle going through the story about my perception of injustice about something that could happen to anyone. So I was crying, like an hour of crying. And then my son says, Mom, you should go to the pool. And I was like, maybe I should, right? So I made myself a cup of tea. I put my bathing suit. I went to the pool. I put music on it. I could not even do anything spiritual because I was just exploding pieces about the injustice. And then I put just music, normal music. I was listening to music, and in 3 minutes, I was fine. It was all good. And then I came home like an hour later, all relaxed. I was able to let go my expectations about what the universe needed to do on behalf, why the bag needed to resolve me, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, you know what? Just flip the page. That's it. And then tomorrow I will figure out. So the next day I said, okay, then the money will come from whatever way. But the fact you give up what you expect happen or what you expect it shouldn't happen is where we get anchored in our shadow. Let's do a little bit of light language. And thank you so much. Your comments are so nice. Let me see if I do have give me a second. Thank you so much, Berta. I appreciate it. I hope all it's working out for you and your family. You always support me. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. You guys don't have questions. I didn't see anything, but let's meet next Friday and then we can go and do readings if you guys for Akashic Records or anything. Let me do, okay, I do have a question here from Carla. I would love to start my business, but I can't find the resources for it. How I can remove the blocks of the path? We can do all that language to remove the blocks, but I went to Hong Kong and China on last December, and it was a life-changing experience. I met this rich person, very, very rich. I never hang out with rich person. I mean, I know rich, but pretending rich, not badass rich, right? So it was awesome tasting luxury and going to very expensive restaurants and having a Uber Tesla car and stuff like that, having a chauffeur just later with you. I was like, oh my god, it was so amazing. So I was in this entrepreneurial meeting with this rich person, and they were talking about consciousness, and it was amazing. We think we can change a collective by doing meditations. Let's organize a group for meditation. Let's do readings online like I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But there are persons that are really doing things for its own collective. So this person wants to see consciousness through his company, normal company. He'll have entertainment and other things. I don't want to disclose that information. So they were asking me my advice and how maybe codes could be on their project, and for me it was just like, oh my god, it's a gift. It was first a gift that I don't realize. You do something and then you don't realize the effect of your work, and on my ego it was like a shock, right? But also I said, oh my god, there are people doing amazing things, manifesting amazing things that are changing the mentality of people. And this is what this person says, Carla. He says, if I want to manifest rain in a bowl, it's not of my job to tell the rain when to rain. It's not of my job to make it rain. It's not of my job to worry about the clouds. My only job is to put the container, knowing that rain will come whenever it's meant to be. The universe will be obligated, forced to fill my container because my intention it is placed, right? My job is only to place a container for those seeds to flourish and multiply and then be harvested, if that makes sense. So maybe it's not your job to find the resources. Maybe your job is to become the perfect, I'm looking for the word in English, recipient for those resources to be attracted to you. So I think your business, your idea needs to be adapted into what you can do now. And then let the universe to open those doors for you whenever the time is right, in the way that the time is right. Because we do have ideas about how to tell the universe what to do, right? And if that will be that way, I will plant an apple tree and then I said, you only born 10 apples per year. They only need to be red. Don't grow more than 11 branches. It doesn't work like that. You put your intention, in this case, an apple tree seed, and then the tree will grow in its own time, in its own way, in its own form. What happened, Luna? So something that we can all do, including Carla, it's visualize in both the highest, the easiest, and the best. And after that, I will go with Rachel. Close your eyes. Visualize this white screen in front of you, just white. Place yourself in front and blend yourself with the screen. Imagine that you can erase the blocks, what is heavy, what you don't know, what is in the shadow. Someone else's energies. And imagine that you go throughout the white into a white room with no roof, no windows, not any bound, no limit at all. Place yourself in that scene as the light. No body, no name, no gender, just become the light. From the light, imagine like lightning threads that go and look for all of those resources, all of those ways for money and opening and connections to come to you. Invoking the abundance consciousness to come to you and to bring to you the energy that you are missing to match the possibility to make this dream real. And as you do that, begin to absorb from the source, download that definition you may feel, if you don't feel it, create it. Just take a moment, take a second. Close your eyes. Imagine that you can inject in your brain that definition. As light as codes. My door I open, so I'm gonna close my eyes. Imagine that you write these affirmations. I am abundant, I'm prosper, I have all I need. All that comes to me, it's a perfect synchronicity. I know how to find my way, doors are open. Oh my God. Oh my God, the smell is amazing. It smells like roses and jasmines and vanilla. That's so... Oh, that's so good. It's like angels. Now, went back into your mind, into the memories where you know how to become what you are asking for. In the memories in which you have had a lot of money and you never worry about how much you have in the bank. And then someone says, hey, can you give me some money? Oh yes, I do have. How much do you need? That you donated, that you feel powerful and secure and prosper, and you had all things in place and everything was working out for you. I'm gonna do light language and I'm going to the fairies. Okay, let's ask for the highest, the easiest, and the most loving transmission that we're able to receive today. If your abundance represents healing or represents love, please request that. Much love to India, to US. I do have person I want to send love to Canada. Thank you. France. I have so many lives in France. I dream I speak in French. I'm not able to speak it. I have dreams I speak in Chinese too. Berta, can my spirit guides, Archangel Michael, have a message for me? Yes. And let me see who else. Rachel. I don't know how to heal. Let's ask for those messages. Let's invoke Archangel Michael, Angel of Abundance, Archangel Raphael, and fairies to come through. Masakatoro seri kiniara taresero bare. Nerede se koro teri. Hande sakoti kira kaba tere. Sakoro ketikia sa. The sakatorba tere teria sara. Toro tigere dara sere nare teraba kuruba tidia se. Berta, truly believe there is a different outcome for what seems wrong. Rachel, self-love toolkit will help you to bring spiritual medicine that you're in need of. Nasagoto kateri sokora teri narasare tiri korwa tiri ki tarasata tose tiri sere karikira. For Carla, journaling gratitude will develop the mindset that you need to see abundance is available for you. Take a deep breath and request what you would like to receive now. Nese kitara korobare teria sara nererase. Nentri kerabara torose tirikiere narase. Handere kira karabara tosere. Nere kira tapa. Nere gesere tirikiarabara teriasa. Ask that all that you receive comes from the highest version, the most qualified and the most loving. That in you, as you receive it, you feel gratitude, and it can be multiplied. As it's multiplied, as that what you receive can be for the highest and best, and that in reciprocity can go back to where it came from. As that all you give can be multiplied to whom receive it and can come back to you in reciprocity. It's important that we learn to have reciprocity, especially as a spiritual persons, we normally tend to be givers. Greetings to Peru, Carla. When you ask for the energy to have reciprocity, you get harmony. And that makes a huge change on what you feel. Try to do that. This little was making noise. Thank you, says Luna. Cute, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me. See you guys next Friday. And for members, Thursday I started to do some special transmission for you guys. I uploaded on the YouTube area of members. For the ones on Instagram, you guys have it. For the ones on Facebook, you guys have it too. If you would like to support Encoded Frequency, you guys can comment and like and share the post. I'm currently blocked on Facebook for a month, I think for like 8th or 9th time. Not even know what reason why, but this is a way in which you guys can support. You can also go into my page if you like what I do and get some services if you feel guided, or recommend Encoded Frequency to whomever you think is in the highest good. See you guys next Friday for readings and more light language.